Hey, what is up guys, my name's Raziel and welcome back to another edition of my modern house tutorial series. Now today I'll be building a fairly large house featuring a unique 3-floor design that also comes with a spacious porch and garage area. So without any further ado, let's get right into building it. Now first up, we will lay out a large area for the left portion of the house. So let's begin this by laying out a 7 wide by 15 long ring of spruce planks that goes up to a height of 7 blocks tall. Then once we have these spruce walls in place, let's then replace the grass within this section with gray concrete blocks. Then we'll add a wall of spruce planks within this area, so from the back wall, count in 7 blocks and extend a wall across this section. And with that wall in place, let's now add a second floor by placing gray concrete blocks within this area at the 4th block up. Next, we'll add the roof over top of the spruce walls. So let's begin by placing down a layer of quartz blocks over this area that extends past the walls 1 block at each side. And now at the 4th block up, we'll also add a row of these quartz blocks that wrap around the building. Then along the left side of the house, we'll fill in the space between the roof and the frame with more quartz blocks so we create a wall here. Next up, we'll add in the windows. So starting at the front between the quartz blocks, place in a 7 long window of black stained glass panes that wraps around to the right a block. Then come around to the back and place in 4 2-wide windows evenly spaced at the top and bottom of the wall. So now with the windows in, we'll then come back to the front and add in a garage door. So let's begin by removing the middle 5 blocks of this wall at the bottom. Then go in 1 block and add in a wall of horizontally placed quartz pillar blocks within this gap. And lastly, let's place 5 stone buttons across the middle quartz pillar blocks. Next, we'll add the foundation and porch area off the right side of the house. So starting from the front right wall, place down 4 quartz stairs off to the right that goes up 2 rows. Then at the end of the second row of stairs, place down a row of 5 quartz blocks towards the front that is 2 blocks high. And now off to the right of this, also place in another row of these quartz blocks that is 8 blocks long. Then we'll place in another row at the end of this one that spans to the back and is a total of 16 blocks long. And at the end of this 16 long row, we can then extend the last row of this quartz up to the house. So now with the quartz foundation in place, we can then fill in the space between this area with a layer of gray concrete blocks along the top row. Next, we'll need to remove part of the bottom quartz frame that overhangs the foundation. So starting from the front right corner of this frame, count in 6 blocks and then remove the next 7 quartz blocks here. Then at both ends of this gap in the frame, we'll place in spruce walls that are 3 blocks tall and span across the foundation 11 blocks to the end of the gray concrete and connect up at the end. And now once you have these walls in place, we'll then add in a roof of quartz blocks over top that extends past the walls a block at the sides. Then we'll also add 2 layers of quartz slabs that wrap around the top and bottom edges of the roof. Next, we'll add a few supporting columns down from the roof. So starting at the right side, we'll extend 2 columns of quartz blocks down from the roof, a block in from the corners of the wall. Then at the front side, we'll also add a couple more of these columns by placing one a block in from the corner and the next one 2 blocks over. And lastly, let's place 2 upside down quartz stairs between the top row of these columns, while also placing a couple dark oak doors beneath them for the entranceway. Next, we'll add in the windows to the right side of the house. So starting at the front, go over a block from this quartz column by the doors and place in a 3 wide window using black stained glass panes. Then underneath this window, we can place in 3 upside down screw stairs with some flower pots on top. Now go over to the right side, and between these columns here, let's add in a single window. And lastly, at the back, let's add in a couple 2 wide windows spaced 2 blocks apart from each other. Now let's go back over to the front and add in a railing around the porch on top of the quartz blocks using black stained glass panes. Then at the bottom of the porch, we'll add some bushes by placing leaves starting at the left corner and wrap around to the back of the house. Next, come back to the front so we can add in the driveway. So starting at the left corner of the house, replace 4 blocks of grass in front of here with quartz blocks. Then also replace a row of grass to the right and over to the leaves. And now we can replace all the grass between this quartz here with gray concrete to finish the driveway. Now finally, to finish up the exterior, we can add a table and chairs onto the porch if you would like by using spruce fence, carpet, and quartz stairs. Now if we go inside here, I'll quickly show you where I added a couple small staircases and a few doors. But other than those few things, I'll leave the rest of the interiors decorating up to you guys, but of course I'll briefly show you how mine looks as an example. But that is going to be all for this modern house tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed and thank you so much for watching. As always, I'd love to hear all your feedback and don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed, as that would be much appreciated. And with that said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later guys, bye bye.